Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. What's wrong with these people? Seriously, what happened to make some in this world go mad? I think a lot of these Karens grew up never hearing the word no. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss a new episode every single day. Here we go. Karen mad that Walmart pickup wants to load her car, gets owned by manager. This literally just happened. We placed our Walmart order last night for pickup this morning. We arrive, park in a stall, check in on the app, and we wait. Next to us is a woman in a hatchback who ordered an absolute grip of items. Two workers were loading up the back of her car when this occurred. Worker 1. Ma'am, your rear area is full. We'll need to put the remaining items inside your car. We looked. She had 12 containers of bagged items plus 2 huge 36-roll packs of toilet paper. They managed to Tetris everything but a couple of bags in the toilet paper packs, which was actually pretty impressive. Karen, I wanted it in my trunk. I don't see why I have to open my car. Just push it all in. Worker 2 attempts to re-Tetris in the hopes of fitting more and manages to shove one more bag inside. There was no way in hell those toilet paper packs were going to fit. We were now watching amused. Worker 1. I'm sorry, ma'am, there's no way the toilet paper will fit in the back. Can we put it in the back seat of the car? Karen. No, I don't want it in my car. I want it in the rear. Just make it fit. Worker 2. It isn't physically possible to fit the toilet paper into the rear. There isn't enough room. I'm sorry, I really did try. Karen. This is unacceptable. I want to speak with the manager. She rolls up her window and locks her doors. We saw her look to make sure they were locked, LOL. Worker 1 leaves back into the building. He reappears a minute or two later with another man following behind him. They approach her window and she rolls it down enough to speak. Manager. Ma'am, the workers cannot fit these items into the back of your vehicle. You ordered more than fits in your trunk, so we need you to allow us to put the remaining items inside your vehicle. Karen. It says on the website that I can order and pick it up and that you'll put it in my trunk, so do that. Manager. Ma'am, the site allows that we put it in your car, yes, but we have no way of putting more into a space than that space can hold. Your rear area is completely full. You're welcome to take a look and confirm, but we need a different space in your vehicle for the remaining items. This guy has the patience and politeness of a saint. Karen. It goes in the trunk. Make it work. She rolls up the window and turns forward, dismissing him. He stares at her through the window. He looked at workers 1 and 2. Suddenly, they were pulling the empty containers back into the store, and the door closes behind them. Her jaw drops. Confused when she sees them gone and we see her WTF face, she looks to her left and we see her reel in shock. They left her toilet paper and remaining bags on the ground next to her car so she could put them away herself. ROFL. I lost it and laughed and clapped so hard she heard me and her head whipped up to look at me. That's right, Karen. There was an audience, too. She pulls out her phone, tapping furiously. We see her talking, ranting. She hangs up and sits for a couple more minutes, stewing. Our order comes out. Worker 2 brings it to us. We pop the trunk. The container of cat litter didn't fit, so they asked if it could go in the back seat. Me. Of course. And thank you so much for all the help. We really appreciate it. I know you can get some real a-holes around here. When we pulled out, she was opening her back door and shoving her toilet paper and remaining bag in. And our second story. Dude, you know I always put change in the coin pot. Hi. So I work in a convenience store in a poor neighborhood in my small city in the province of Quebec, Canada. And people are very, very cheap. So they're often begging me for stuff. Often they don't have enough money, maybe just a couple of cents, say 10 cents. For those, we have a coin pot. Give and take. You know the type, right? If it's there, good. If not, too bad. Well, many customers get too used to it and will try to ask for a pass with the, but I put money in it usually, which A, is usually a lie. I work full-time, I'd know. B, not an excuse for free crap. Dude, come on, I want the beer or cigs. Me. Why don't you just take the smaller format? It's cheaper. Them frowns at me. Sometimes I pay out of my pocket or let it slide because I'm nice and I know I'll be able to balance my register anyway with the forgetful or lazy customers that leave more than what they need. But the worst is when I play nice and they're being a-holes. So normally I couldn't make the reduced price of a 12-pack for 2 6-packs, but I'll make an exception. Oh, cool. Tries to leave before paying. I'll pay you later. Huh, what? No, you can't do that. Come on, I come here every day. You know I'll pay you. I live right in front of the store. So it wouldn't take long for you to get your wallet then. I'll wait. With the beer, that's part of where they either argue, insult me, yell, or tell me angrily my boss will hear about this. Oh, and then they spread nasty rumors about me in the neighborhood, because why not, right? Like, you try to be good to poor customers and they get jerkish. No, I can't let you pay tomorrow. I did that once with a regular and beers and she never came back. Lost $23 that day. No, the fact you put $1 in the pot yesterday doesn't mean I can get you a $1 discount today. I have other examples. Kids not having enough for candy they already put in a bag, so I lower the price the weight balance is showing, sometimes up to $2. They try to get more free candy without asking. Hey kiddo, I gave you a discount already. F off. Someone asks for matches, don't buy anything, or want to pay the matches. That's not fine. Usually we give them to cigarette buyers for free, not just beggars. I sometimes still gives them one. Asking for more after that is just irritating. Someone once made themselves a slushie. It's like a cheap granita for those who don't know, with a machine, but realized at the register they forgot their money and didn't have enough anyway. I let it slide because I can't refund that and it seemed like an honest mistake, but that person asked if they could make a second one for their friend. I beg your pardon? Are you kidding me? A guy buy beer is a regular, always the same. At first he'd tell me the full order politely, beers are behind the counter where I work, small store. Then after a while he'd just say 2 beers without being polite. Irritating that he takes my memory for granted, but fine. But then he just comes in and does a 2 sign with his fingers or literally comes in and waits silently. Okay, that does it. I'll pretend I don't remember every time you don't ask politely, which eventually got him so irritated he yelled at me for not remembering. I told him I'll remember the day he remembers politeness and not taking store employees for granted. Shut him up for good. Teens are trying to buy cigs illegally through a mentally handicapped woman. I know this because that woman never buy that brand of smokes. The kids were next to her telling her, no, not that one, when she said it wrong, and they obviously were waiting for her. However, I know that woman is dangerous if provoked. A bit intimidated, I felt like I had no choice but to sell them to her, and thus the teens. I could still play the card of it didn't look like it and then the truth if caught, understandably mad of being coerced by unscrupulous teens to risk losing my job. I told them the next time I saw them to be more subtle. I know they'll try no matter what, and I don't care, but I don't want to know. I don't want to lose my job. Also, don't use the mentally handicapped. That's just wicked. I commented about the fact they were up so late, saying at his age my mom wouldn't let me out that late and that I was surprised he was out that late anyway. Well, the leader of those teens insulted me by saying that at my age he won't be a loser like me and he'll be filthy rich working in a factory. F you, kid. I help you. I tolerate your wrong actions, risk my employment, and you belittle me? You can't even pay for chips half the time and I'm the loser? I was right to ban your mother from the store for throwing homophobic insults at me because she wanted a brand of beer we don't sell and somehow didn't believe we didn't have it. So there you have it. People that are regulars in convenience stores just feel entitled to your kindness and often money. I get angry folks mad that they can't leave without paying the 25 cents or dollar they lack all the time, and people call me cheap for it, even though I told them I pay if they don't, and that if I do that to just everyone, it ends up me paying to work, but they don't care. They can't smoke or drink alcohol, so I'm evil. And our last story. My dad, who was active Army, gets accused of faking a disability by a military Karen. His dad was wrapping up his 21 years in the Army, all of it combat arms. His arthritis and back problems got much worse. Near the end of his final enlistment, he was given a handicap placard for parking and put on profile for PT. The only reason he wasn't medically discharged is that he was retiring. Since then, he's had several surgeries and is still effed up. So he and Mom head on to base one day for some things, and Dad's still in uniform. They park outside the PX or something in a handicap spot. Then Dependacaren shows up as they're getting out of the car. For you civilians, dependa is a derogatory slur for dependent wives, the type that are usually overweight and bitchy about everything. There are whole tropes and memes about them. Excuse me, you can't park there. Dad looks around and sure enough, some entitled white woman is yelling at my dad. Great. The parking police have shown up. Now, normally Dad would just tell her to F off and walk away, but Dad was in uniform. Dad's an E7. Dad's going to present a good U.S. Army NCO front and politely deal with Dependacaren. Actually, ma'am, I can. See? He points to the handicap placard hanging in the mirror. Then she loses it and starts screeching at him, "You're in the Army! You can't be disabled!" Dad attempts to politely explain that he's in the process of getting disability and is, in fact, at least temporarily considered disabled by the mighty DMV gods and an actual, gasp, medical professional. Dependacaren wasn't having it. After a bit of back and forth, she starts screaming for his rank and name, both of which are clearly on his uniform. Being helpful, he points that out, which really sets her off. She's married to some officer or another and will have my dad court-martialed, she says. Then she demands his unit and commanding officer's name, which he happily provides. As he walks off, he says, "By the way, I retire in a week. Good luck with that court-martial." Of course, nothing came of it. F you, Dependacaren. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.